I'm Mike Spera, Master Mechanic of Motive Power and Grants Manager for the Colorado Railroad Museum. I'm here today bringing everybody up to date on what's been going on over in the mechanical department. We've just started our Roundhouse Expansion project, and that consists of knocking down the north wall of the first stall in the Cornelius Houck Roundhouse, and that's due largely because of the K37 491. 491 is probably one of our most valued assets here at the museum. It pulls our large event trains, and one of those events being Polar Express. If we didn't have the Roundhouse Expansion, we would have to store the locomotive outside in less than desirable weather and have to ask crews to watch the engine overnight in order to make sure nothing freezes, security and things like that. So what this will allow us to do is be able to cut back on our volunteer usage, and then also be able to house the locomotive in a secure and protected environment where it's not subject to the elements and freezing and things like that. One of the other things we're working on is our locomotive servicing area, which is actually going to come off one of the radial tracks of the Roundhouse. That is actually the track that goes into the parking lot. On that track, we now have a coaling dock, so we will be able to coal the locomotives. And then we also now have an ash pit. An ash pit's just a large dugout that's supported by steel girders and things like that. It's more or less a bridge. And you dump the hot ashes from the fire that's been left overnight down into the ash pit, and then it can be then cleared by a tractor. And that's something that has to be done every morning when we're doing special events. And so recently we've been doing that with just kind of a makeshift dugout over by the shop. But now we have a ash pit that's about 6 foot deep, and we can get in there with our backhoe and clean ashes and clean fire. The other thing we have over there now is running water, and soon we will have compressed air for blowing out the aprons and things like that on the engines, and lights. So during Polar Express, if we have to deal with anything, we can see. So that's what's going on. The Roundhouse Expansion project is just the first phase in a very long project we're going to be doing at the museum here, and hopefully in about a year or two we will be taking this to the next few steps, which will be establishing a back shop area and a machine shop very similar to what the Rio Grande had, and what is now in use at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad in Durango. So that's what's been going on. Thanks for tuning in.